What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on this 2010 E-Class Mercedes-Benz. We're going to be adding our integrated Apple CarPlay and Android Auto module to it. Now this car is running the NTG 4.0 system, and this kit will work on any Benz with the 4.0 NTG system. So this is what it looks like. And without further ado, let's jump straight into the install. All right, here is our kit. Inside we get a NTG 4 overview. Okay, so this is everything that needs to be done. We've got the module itself, and then we've got all the wiring here. Okay, so that's the secondary plug for the module. This is the main power harness. This gets done behind the radio. This is the screen in and out, so I'll show you how all this works. I've got an LVDS cable right here, AUX extension cable, CarPlay USB. This is another cable for the screen, another cable for the screen, external microphone. Now a lot of people ask if you can use the factory mic in the car. You do use that for Bluetooth. This is just for CarPlay, Siri, OK Google, all that sort of stuff. And there's a couple other bits and pieces here. So that is a Wi-Fi antenna, and we've got a little AUX port which you may need to plug in, so that's a possibility, and a little USB adapter here. Okay, first thing we need to do is remove this radio. To get this out, we need to remove this panel right here. So right here where the glove box is on the left hand side, there's two tabs. The two metal tabs, they just pull straight down. Okay, there's like one here, one at the end. And in the vents, there's two clips on the inside. I'll get you a closer look at that too. They pull out, and then that'll allow the whole thing to slide out. So these are the two tabs right here. Okay, right there, I'm not sure if you can see that, there's a little tab. So what we're going to do is pop our little tool behind it. So you can leave the tool in there with the little tab pulled out, so you can pull back on the whole panel. So when removing that pick, it's still a bit tight. So what you could do is just get back in there. There you go, just see that release, and then we do the same on this side. 3 plugs on the top, they remove nice and easily, and then you can just set this panel to the side. Once that panel's out, we've got 2 Torx 20 bolts right here. So you're going to release them or undo them. Don't pull them out all the way, you just want to undo them and then pull on this sort of at the same time until this is released, and then you leave them. Because what's happening is when they're tightened up, they've tightened up like a mechanism that holds the radio, and as you undo this screw, it opens up, and when it opens up to the right point, this will come out. If you undo it all the way, you'll loosen it completely from the mechanism, and it will drop behind here, and then you're in a world of pain. Good tool for this is a right angle screwdriver bit. Okay, so there's a few plugs there, just take your time, be careful removing them from the radio. This was very helpful, it's a pick, and that will help you remove some of these plugs. Okay, next up for removal is the screen. This is where we'll be doing our connection for screen input. Okay, once you pop that out, there's 2 more T20s, 1, 2. So just 2 plugs on the screen, and then the last thing we need to remove is the glove box. Okay, so first up, this is the quad lock connector. This is our plug and play harness. So that will only go in one way. And you've also just got to remove the fiber optic connection from here and insert it into the male of the new plug. Okay, so that's nice and easy. So what we need to do is get the old quad lock out of the way. So I'm sort of feeding it all the way back down into here, so that when we plug the new one in, it doesn't get in the way when we put in the old radio. So now we can plug in our secondary, boom, tape all this up. And now this, we're gonna run over through here. So right there, you can see some light, and you can meet your hand. You'll probably see my hand come through there, okay? And that's just where the glove box is. So we're just gonna go through, out to where the glove box is, and that way we can mount the module over here, out of the way. Okay, secondly, coming out of this main plug, there's the audio input. So we're going to plug that in, tape it up, and we're going to run that to the same spot where we're going to put the module. So once we've got our plug and play harness in, we've run the audio connection, you've got two more things you need to run. That is a USB for CarPlay. So the module goes here, you can plug that in and then run this wherever you want. If you've got an extension, you can extend it. So what I'm going to do for our customer is run it right here into the center console. So that means we'll have to extend this and run it into the center console. Like I said, that's nice and easy. If you're doing this install, you can run that wherever you want. Now the module does do wireless CarPlay. This is just to one established connection, do software updates, and you can also charge your phone from it, or just use wired CarPlay if that's what you prefer. So I'll do that. And the microphone, again, it's got a little clip on it. You can mount this wherever you want. It's nice and long. I like to get it hidden so we can go in the roof lining. You can go, if you don't care if it's just a DIY, you can put it, I don't know, wherever you want. Some people put it on the steering wheel. So I'm going to mount that probably behind the steering wheel, but hidden. So I'll get that done and I'll run that to the center console and I'll touch back with you once that's done. I'm not going to show you that because this is up to you where you want to run these things, so you know, completely up to you. Alright guys, once we've got the plug and play harness set up, done, we've run the microphone and you've run your USB, we can start looking at the screen connections. So we have this little module right here, and the best way to think about this is basically the head unit sends video signal out, okay, and it comes up here and it goes in to the factory screen. So it's going to go out of the radio and in to this module. So this module is going to basically intercept the video signal, so it's going in to this. Okay, then you've got this little cable here that comes in the kit. Okay, and that's going to go to LVDS out. Will only go one way. Okay, now that's going to plug into the original screen here, and this will go to video in right there. And that cable there we're going to run to the module, so that you'll fit it down behind the screen here over to the glove box area. Along with that, you will run this cable here, comes in the kit, so that plugs right into CTRL, and it goes one way, so you know you can't mess it up. Then we can tape these up and run them down to the module. And you'll also need to move this cable, this module behind the screen somewhere, even if you can feed it further down, you can see my hand there, that's right from the glove box. So you might be able to feed it a bit further away and zip tie it right in this area somewhere behind the dash. Okay, once the screen is back in, now we can start fishing out all of the plugs right from here and mounting our factory radio. Alright, once you've got the radio mounted, screen mounted, or at least just sitting in place for testing, we can grab our module, start plugging it in. Okay, so the pink LVDS goes to the output of the module. So we'll go LCD out, boom. This is the other end of the control box that was for the screen. So that's going to go into touch power, USB, so that goes into CarPlay USB. Okay, the microphone plugs into the mic port on the module. And then we've got our power harness right here. And coming off the power harness is the audio output right there. So what you're going to do is that AUX cable that we plugged in earlier is right here. They just plug in together and tape it up. Then we can start testing. I've just pressed the on button on the radio here, okay, and commands come up, so that's a good sign for the screen connection. Okay, now we can press and hold back. And it's switching, okay, that's good. The reason for that is dip switch settings on the module, okay, so that's another thing you need to look at. Okay, so in your little instruction manual, there's a little chart right there with dip switches. On the back side of the module, there's dip switches right there. So you just set them up for whatever car you've got. Okay, so you read that, read the screen size, read reverse camera, all that stuff, and set it up. So I'll do that now. And when you do this, unplug the module, okay, like so. You'll lose screen, it's normal. Alright guys, dip switch settings are done. So factory screen is all working, and then press and hold back. That takes us over to the CarPlay screen. Press and hold back again, it goes back to normal. So what we do is plug your iPhone cable into the USB, okay, and it will begin to charge. Then you're going to hit allow, and then if it's your car you can hit enable wireless, because it's not mine, I'm just going to hit no. Okay, so we're playing something, and we can hear radio. So what we need to do is get out of CarPlay, change this to AUX, and see if we get any sound. Okay, so the way around this is we're going to go hang up 1 hash. AG parameter. So audio AUX is off there, you see. We need to turn that on. So we're going to go back one. You're going to go to TGW parameter. Take a photo. Turn that off. Then go back. Then go down. Then go audio AUX on. Then go back. And then go there. And then set this back up. So we had audio external amp. Then we're going to go back, down, and then you're going to go system reset. Okay, now AUX will work. Okay, now we can hear sound already. And that's coming from CarPlay. So that's all looking pretty good. What we can start doing is getting this area, this part of the car put back together. Alright guys, so everything is tested. Now this is some of the cabling for the module. You can see the module's been mounted right there. Put double-sided and zip ties on it. And the screen module's up here too. That's also been zip tied in. And this here, this is what I was going to show you before. So that's a USB going to a plug. And we've picked up power from this cigarette lighter right here. And what we've done is we've changed that 12-volt plug there to a USB now. So that's USB charger. That's USB for CarPlay, which will run into the center console. And yeah, everything is pretty much ready to go. So we can neaten up that. Pretty much done, just needs a little bit more. And then we can start putting this thing back together. Alright guys, job is done. Everything is back together. Once you've got your glove box in, panels are all back in, screens back in, we can go ahead and do some testing. Okay, so this is the genuine NTG system. Now we do need to be on AUX, as I would have showed you guys before with how to turn that on. Obviously everything just works as normal. Then there's a back button right here near the controller. We're just going to press and hold that back button, and that's going to switch us right over to Apple CarPlay. This is what the screen looks like with no phone connected. Okay, so I've got nothing connected. We've also added a reverse camera to this. Just wanted to close that door. So basically pop it in reverse. That will show you your camera image, and you've also got dynamic guidelines as well. Okay, so we can go out of reverse. It's going to take us back out into CarPlay, where we can either connect wirelessly or go ahead and plug in, and there you go. That is Apple CarPlay. We've got Spotify. Okay, you can play whatever you want. Get sound. Okay, sounds good. We want to test Siri as well, so we'll say, "Hey Siri, how are you today?" She said she's happy to be here, in case you didn't hear that. And yeah, guys, just using the genuine iDrive, just using the genuine Mercedes controller to control these apps. And that is pretty much it. This Mercedes logo here just brings you back to the setups page, and you can see here now we've got CarPlay as the phone is connected. It was a little bit blurry before, but this will give you a better idea of how it all looks. Okay, so that's it there. And like I said, this is the reverse camera. Okay.